Well, automakers saw strong sales for the month of March. At this rate, 15 million cars would be sold this year. Still, that's about 2 million from the industry peak. A strengthening economy is seen as just one of the many reasons. Phil LeBeau has all the numbers.
Solid auto sales numbers for the month of March as the automakers posted a third straight month, which made the first quarter one of the strongest for the auto industry since the beginning of 2007. Across the board, all of the automakers posted solid gains in the range of between 1% and 5%, depending on the automaker. And for the most part, they were in line with expectations. What drove sales in the month of March? A couple of things. First of all, there's the improving economy and pent-up demand. Remember, the average vehicle on the road right now is close to 11 years old. Crossover utility vehicles also surged last month. GM and Ford both posting double-digit gains. And pickup trucks were also solid. Sales improving due to the improving housing market. Couple of things stand out about March sales. First of all, look at what happened with the luxury auto brands. All up substantially, in fact, outpacing the industry as a whole. Cadillac leading the way with a gain of 49.5%, in large part due to the demand for the new entry-level Cadillac ATS. And also take a look at electric vehicles. The Tesla Model S, which sells for well above what the Chevy Volt and Nissan Leaf sell for, it outsold both the Volt and the Leaf in the first quarter. Again, electric vehicles still a very small percentage of the overall market, but so far this year, Tesla's Model S has been outselling the Leaf and the Volt, and shares of Tesla surging to a new all-time high today. Bottom line with March auto sales, the auto industry is posting its strongest sales since the beginning of 2007. In Chicago, Phil LeBeau, Nightly Business Report.
And here to tell us whether or not the lure of the flashy new cars and low interest rates will keep consumers coming back to the showrooms is Rebecca Lindland. She's automotive consultant at her own firm, Rebel 3 Consultants. Rebecca, you saw the numbers that Phil just put up there. It looks like luxury is hot. So from where you sit, who's hot and who's not?
Well, as Phil said, the results were pretty much in the single digits for just about everybody. But one thing that's fun to watch is the rivalry between BMW and Mercedes-Benz as they duke it out for the #1 sales lead. Last 2 years, BMW has surpassed Mercedes when it comes to sales, but Mercedes was quick to point out that registrations of Mercedes have exceeded BMW. So that's a race that's really entertaining to watch.
You know, Rebecca, what struck me is these numbers are incredibly strong. I mean, and you look at consumers, they're shrugging off high gas prices, they're shrugging off uncertainty in Washington, they're shrugging off higher payroll taxes. I mean, what do you think accounts for this incredible resiliency of the American consumer?
I think it's a couple of things, Susie. You know, one of the things to keep in mind is that fuel economy has improved in really every vehicle segment across the board, particularly in the last couple of years. So when you, as Phil referenced, when you have a vehicle that's 11 years old, you're probably getting 12 or 13, maybe 14 miles per gallon. When you go and look at some of these new products that are out there, and you can get 20, 25, and 30 miles per gallon in your pickup truck or crossover, you got to factor that in when you're looking at the total cost of this new car and say, I can save a lot of money on gas. So I think that the consumer's doing the right thing, which is to look at the total cost of ownership and say, it's time to buy a new car. I can't keep repairing my existing car. And by the way, I can cut my gas prices in half, even though gas prices are high.
Are bigger cars and trucks doing better than smaller cars?
You know, Tyler, it's really across the board also. We're seeing some terrific improvements in small cars sales, but we are also seeing a resurgence in pickup truck sales as the housing market recovers. We also have new product. GM has just redesigned its new, what we call the Lambda products. Their vehicles like the Buick Enclave, which has 3 rows of seats, has done incredibly well in the past, and that's a large crossover. So vehicles such as that, which carry good utility and family and stuff, can carry people around, and people are really trading those and upgrading those.
Rebecca, one quick question before we let you go. What about U.S. Cars versus the Japanese automakers? It looks like U.S. car makers had much better numbers in March.
They did. It was interesting. I was looking at Hyundai and Kia from out of Korea, and they were fairly soft. I think that a lot of that just has to do with product cadence and also year-over-year comparisons. You know, last year the Japanese were still recovering from the tsunami, so they had very high numbers because the year before they didn't have any numbers because of volume, or inventory. So we're still seeing some different ripple effects, but it's nothing to panic about. The industry overall is doing incredibly well.
Rebecca, thank you very much.
Thank you.